As some of you may know, recently Alberta's been making history for all the wrong reasons, using notwithstanding clauses just willy-nilly. Oh, they say a lot of thought has gone into it. But when you continuously use something that wasn't made for what you're using it for, because the clause is extremely restrictive, this is why we're on the wrong side of history. And today is likely to be no exception. Because if you remember, this UCP government put forward Bill 26, 27, and 29. And there was a lot of pushback on those bills. The ATA spoke out against it. The Alberta Medical Association spoke out against it. Various other groups have spoken out against it. Everyday Albertans have spoken out against it. And so with all this concern, worry about future impacts, reliance on mis- and disinformation in order to put forward these bills, the questioning of that mis- and disinformation, what is the UCP going to do? Take time to reflect, perhaps look at non-biased sources? No. Because back in September, a memo was leaked from the UCP saying that they're just going to use the notwithstanding clause to put forward those 3 bills. Because when these bills were introduced, Egal Canada and Skipping Stone said, nuh-uh, violates the charter, taking them to court. But Danny doesn't care about court. It's gonna end up at the Supreme Court of Canada, along with a whole bunch of other shit. Because Alberta. Enter the heavy-handed use of the notwithstanding clause. Now, in case you can't remember what Bill 26, 27, and 29 are, let me give you my summary. Bill 26 is the advancing policies to support the healthcare system. Interpretation: no gender-affirming care for anybody under 18. They don't understand what gender-affirming care is because they keep spreading the rumor that kids are having surgeries. There's got to be some back alley clinic. Knock 3 times on the door, and you too can have a surgery. That's not how it works. Puberty blockers and hormone therapy? Nuh-uh. Because the UCP doesn't understand the purpose of a puberty blocker and that puberty blockers are used by trans and cisgendered kids. And hormone therapy, don't get me started. If any of the UCP female-presenting MLAs are on hormone replacement therapy because it can change your life, but you are simultaneously denying that right so that trans youth can save their lives, there's a special place in recall hell for you. If any of the male-presenting UCP MLAs need a little help every once in a while, but are simultaneously denying gender-affirming care to trans youth, I hope your disc is always floppy. Bill 27, the you don't get to decide who you are bill, the teachers have to out students bill. The fact that so many of us grew up in school with other people having nicknames, but the UCP is saying you can't decide what name you'd like to use or what pronoun, because they don't understand that everybody has a pronoun. And then Bill 29, the gotta check what's in your pants bill before you can play soccer. There's my summary. Yeah, there's more details, but that's what it boils down to. It's funny to me because the same people that said teachers need to get back to work, students should be in the classroom, are also saying that they don't trust teachers to deal with your kids. Best believe you better be ratting out those kids to potentially dangerous and unsupportive parents. Yay, safety. And all of this, unironically, is happening in the middle of Transgender Awareness Week, leading up to Trans Day of Remembrance for trans individuals who have suffered from violence due to complete misunderstandings of who they are. See, here's the thing. I know several trans individuals. Aside from being lovely humans, does their existence impact my daily life? Do things get taken away from me because they exist in the world? No! All of this is just an excuse for hate. I don't want to hear about men in women's bathrooms. I don't want to hear the dangers of drag story time. If you were to look at the news lately, certainly in Alberta, let me know how many trans individuals or drag queens have been caught doing dirty things to children. I'll wait. Be waiting a long time. Because usually it's the people pushing these types of laws and restrictions that are the danger to children. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Trans children know who they are. They knew it before their parents knew it. They know it despite a provincial government trying to dictate it to them. And I find it ironic that from the Leave the Children Alone group, you are inserting yourself into the lives of every trans child, family, and putting them at risk for something that doesn't impact you. There is no better example of authoritarian dictatorship than what Danny and the UCP are doing right now. You're not protecting anybody. You're just hell-bent on harming certain people because you devalue them. And that is problematic. People living their authentic selves literally has nothing to do with you. be someone's safe space. Because this government sure is fucking it. Oh, and last thing, fuck you, Jennifer Johnson.